What's going on, everyone? So if you are a LSU fan like I am, and you also are a subscriber to the channel, you probably heard of this sports podcast called OTB, Off the Bench, right? And they did a segment yesterday or day before yesterday, and it was titled on YouTube, Is Brian Kelly on the hot seat? Now, I left a comment because I'm a fan of that show, and I said that Brian Kelly is not on the hot seat, but there's pressure. And the reason why there's pressure is because so far Brian Kelly is 20-6 at LSU. His first season, he won, the SEC West. We got curve stomped by Georgia, but that's okay because that was his first year. No one expected him to do that. And then the next year, right, again, won 10 games and won a bowl game, right? He's won his bowl games each of the first two seasons he's been at LSU. But what I said was, you know what? As good as being 20-6 is at, your first 2 years in the SEC, there's some things that Brian Kelly still needs to do. And the first thing is, we got to win a season opener. LSU hasn't won a season opener in, 3 or 4 years? So got to win a season opener. We lost 2 years to Florida State. We got USC. USC, they're not a pushover. It's going to be pretty much a home game for USC because the game's in Las Vegas, so it's not a neutral site. But got to win that game, right? And then I said that this 10 wins this year is just not going to be good enough, right? LSU has to clinch a bowl spot, right? I mean, not a bowl spot. Have to clinch a playoff spot. Now, ideally, you would want to have a playoff game at home in Death Valley in Baton Rouge, but hey, I just want to get to the playoffs, right? And I feel like, I guarantee you that's what Brian Kelly is thinking. But as always, like I always say, the LSU fan base is 80-20. 80% of the fan base is delusional. The other 20% won't seek the truth. We're willing to accept the truth, and we think with the truth in mind. And they had a bunch of fans in the comments saying that, there's no pressure at all on Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's just fine, and everyone seems to be resting on the fact that Brian Kelly has won 20 games at LSU and only lost 6. But we haven't won we haven't won a season opener in a while. And, the bowl games have been cool, but they haven't been the premier bowl games, right? So there's always levels to everything, right? There's the playoffs, and then if you don't make it to the playoffs, then there's the New Year's Six bowl games, right? And those are the next highest level of bowl games. And LSU hasn't made it to one of those yet. So although Brian Kelly is not on the hot seat, again, I do not believe Brian Kelly is on the hot seat. There is some pressure. Brian Kelly has a 10-year contract at LSU. He just moved into a very, very nice house in Baton Rouge, so he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But I do think that by year 5 or 6, if, with this 12-man playoff system, and now it's probably going to be getting expanded even more soon, right? Maybe to a 14 or 16 spot, who knows? If LSU has not clinched a playoff spot, I definitely think the fan base is probably gonna, start, complaining, kicking and screaming, and then, Brian Kelly might be out of that probably by year 6, because he'll be halfway through a 10-year contract. But again, I'm saying I do not believe that Brian Kelly's on the hot seat, but there is pressure on Brian Kelly. So let me know in the comment section if you agree, right? If Brian Kelly is not on the hot seat, but he has pressure. Or let me know if you think Brian Kelly is on the hot seat. Or let me know if you think Brian Kelly has no pressure at all. As always, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking, commenting, and interacting in the comment section. And until next time, I'm out.